Hello, it's rumoured that Apple is about to unveil its latest operating system for the Mac, which would be 10.7. I think it's going to be called Lion, it being one of the big cats that they haven't used yet. And this video is just about a couple of things that I'd like to see in it. Now, a lot of people will be going for the great headline grabbers, but there are things in OS 10 now which are very useful, but for some reason they don't sort of tie in system wide, and I'd quite like to see sorted out. So this video is actually then going to focus on what I'd like to see myself in OS 10.7. Right, so first of all, in macOS 9, yonkies years ago, as the saying goes, they used to have a feature called Sherlock and Sherlock 2. Now what it was essentially a search engine that searched your computer for files that contained a term, and also went out onto the internet and searched the same term. Now, Tiger, i.e. 10.4, introduced a similar but more powerful feature on macOS 10, and it's basically the index searching that we call Spotlight here. When Vista came out, they copied this, and I think Tiger was released in about 2004, 2005, something like that, and Vista was released a couple of years later, and has basically copied this thing here. But basically you can type in any search term, such as that, for instance, and it will show you not only any documents that contain the word ABBA, but it would emails, for example, folders of songs in iTunes, and so on and so forth. What it doesn't do is what Sherlock did, which is go out over the internet and also find that term for you, and that would be very useful if it did do that, because then you could have one search for everything. So that's what I'd like to see. That's one feature I'd like to see. Also, in macOS 10, which I don't think exists in Windows, you can go ahead and open a folder, and you can use this tool here to basically highlight, let's do it properly, to highlight a song. For example, you might want to highlight, for example, I mean this is a music folder, but you might like to highlight in a folder, and you have documents that are ready for editing, photographs that are good enough for printing, whatever it is that you want to have, and it's very good. You can give them different colours, you can give them different names as well. You can actually label these so that you can so it doesn't just get called red. You can give it a different name, such as for editing, for printing, and so on and so forth. What you can't do is, for example, let me find lots of songs that I want to make red, for example, for whatever reason that I want to do that for. That's Robbie Williams' song there. Hurrah. So I've got 3 of these here, but what I don't appear to be able to do is to then filter out all of my red selections within the Finder, for example, which would be very useful. Neither, if I were to import this folder into iTunes, for example, would those coloured highlights show up there. And it's the same with photographs. If you're browsing your memory card for good photographs, for example, and you're colour highlighting them, and then you drag those into iPhoto, you've got no way of keeping those same colour codes in iPhoto, for example. And I just think that would be quite a useful thing, and make organising, loads of files on a Mac very, very easy, especially now as someone like myself, I've got 320 gigabytes on here. I've also got a couple of terabyte hard drives as well. So I've got loads of data, and it would be quite nice to be able to, you know, have some really much more powerful ways of organising it, and also, as I said, like with the spotlight thing, searching for it as well. So there's my wee hapeneth in terms of what I'd like to see in 10.7. Nothing really amazing, but just tidying up what's already there. Obviously, whatever Apple put in will be fabulous, but let's get the basics right as well. Okay, bye.